Okay, hi everybody. Thanks again for putting up with the video this week, so I can run my little girl around. Appreciate it, but we got lots to do tonight. And I thought what we could do tonight, first of all, we'll practice our good old reliable G major. Never hurts, always good, people's key, etc. And we'll do our rolls on that scale as well. So we're going to do scale arpeggio double stops and our rolls, and we're gonna up the speed on the rolls a little tiny bit from what we were doing last time. We're gonna practice it slow a couple times, and then we're gonna up the speed. See what happens. I need you to adjudicate yourself and how well you do with the rolls as they go along up and down the major scale. And then we're gonna switch to the key of D. We're gonna do all the same stuff in the key of D, and then we're gonna practice our Dr. O'Neill's. Okay, and then we'll see if there's a few more tunes we can practice after that. But for now, let's continue our rolling. Okay, so here we go. So let's start with our nice G major, good old reliable. Let's start there. Tune up. Okay, so G major scale and arpeggio. Here we go. Ready and. Now let's do it again, but we'll pick up the pace a little bit. Ready, go. Batting average was still good at that speed. Okay, so let's take a good, slow, mindful look at the arpeggio. Okay, let's do a really slow and mindful job. Ready and. Let's do that one a little quicker. Ready? All right, now hopefully you got along okay with that tempo. Let's do it again at the same exact tempo in case you missed any. Ready? Go. And again, I hope your batting average is okay. So that's scale and arpeggio in the key of G. Now let's do our double stops just to get a good workout in that key. So here we go. 2 bows per set of double stops for the practice. Ready, go. quicker than we've been doing it. But hopefully it still worked out okay. All right, in terms of intonation and control of that bow. Let's do it again right away. Ready, go. That was still okay. And you know, if you get bored just doing just 2 bows per double stop, you can always do some of those bowing exercises that I talked about once, and we worked on slightly hand, 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 arm, arm. It's a great thing to do with double stops. Really good one to do on double stops. It's kind of like exercising with leg weights on. Everything you do, you got to work a little harder, you got to test a little bit more, and do this balancing act a little bit more. So when you get the hang of that, doing it with the single string, this hand bowing, it's a lot easier, much more kind of accessible. So why don't we try that again? Let's do it again right away. Hand, 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 arm, arm. If a little bit of your arm gets involved, it's okay. Just try to do as much as your hand as you can. A little bit always gets involved for anybody, but we're just trying to keep it to a minimum. Trying to be a lazy fiddler. Move as little as possible. Let's do it again. Ready? Go. Those were some good double stops and good double stop practice in the key of G. All right, take a little breather on your left hand because we're going to roll, okay? So here we go. Rolls on a major scale. We're going to go start slow. Let's for the key of G, let's do it 3 times. The first time slow and mindful. Second time a bit quicker, paying attention to what might go wrong. Third time, quick. All right, let's see if we can do it. So the first speed is going to be just like that. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3, go. okay? That's time number 1, the very, very slow and mindful one. Making sure you get them rhythms right. Yum, diddly dum. So now, let's pick it up a little bit. So instead of that, we're going to try to go yum, diddly dum, yum, diddly dum, yum, diddly dum. Just a little bit quicker. Let's see how it goes. 1, 2, 3, go. I don't know what your batting average was like there, but hopefully it was a high percentage. Right? Why don't we try that speed again right away? I feel like if you missed a few, this will give you a chance to get them, and then we'll speed it up. Right away again, same speed. 1, 2, 3, go. Enjoyed that. I really love the rhythm when you start to hook rolls up like that at a moderate speed. It's so nice. It's such a nice rhythm, such a nice sound. So now, shall we try it faster? I think we should. So we're going to go yum diddly dum, yum diddly dum, yum diddly dum, kind of somewhere around there. Let me play you a bit of it, give you an idea. Now, this exercise is not designed for perfection. It's designed to give you lots of cracks at it, and you hopefully get a lot of them right, you know? And then we try to identify with the ones you don't get right. We're going to go through this speed. And with the ones you don't get right, try to identify what's going on. Is it a rhythm problem? Are you starting it too early? Is it a dexterity problem where maybe your first finger isn't coming up and down very easy? You got to put a lot of work into it, in which case you can practice that. Or is it just simple misunderstanding of the fingers you use, or sometimes something happens with your hand you don't want it to, but it keeps happening. Maybe it's something like that. So let's do the fast. We'll have 2 cracks at it. Try to identify if you have any problems, what they might be. One of those few things. So, this is approaching the speed where you flick and hope. So this is a really good intermediary speed for the roll exercise, okay? 1, 2, 3, go. some of those I really did flick, just flick. Like, it was half and half muscled and flicked. But anyway, and hopefully it was a very similar situation for you, but you might have missed some more than me. And so go ahead and identify what you might have missed. What went wrong? What aspect of the roll, grace note or single cut or timing or anything. Okay, or bowing. Sometimes one of the main things that happens with people with rolls is this. Or doing it in two bows by accident. Maybe it's that. Whatever it is, try to identify. Let's do it again right away. 1, 2, 3, go. On that last one, this here, this is where my bow is way too heavy in there, and I'm using this different bow, trying to get a little bit used to it. The end of it is a bit heavy. It was too heavy in there, and that's what caused that. Okay, so if you had a similar thing, that's what's going on. So there we go, quick rolls in the key of G. And hopefully your batting average was not too far off. Okay, and don't worry, it'll clean up. As it comes along, it cleans up. As long as you have that choreography in your mind, that timing, it's going to clean up. All right? Now let's see if we can go through kind of the same rigmarole in the key of D. So we can get you ready for Dr. O'Neill's. I think it'd be very good practice. There's a couple of notes that you don't practice in G that you end up practicing in D, which are very good and useful. So we're going to do it in the key of D. First of all, we'll warm up the key of D. Okay? So D major scale and arpeggio, slow and mindful, and a tuning one. Okay, so now that we're all done in the key of G, we're going to go to the key of D. We're going to do the same treatment. We're going to start with a nice slow scale and arpeggio and be mindful and see if you can see the differences in the shape of your hand between G and D. And then we're going to do some double stops. Then we're going to do some rolls. Then we're going to work on Dr. O'Neill's. Okay, so D major. Okay. So we'll start with a nice slow scale. Ready? Go. D major and an octave and a half. So you see there's a few difference there. There's only one sharp in the difference between G and D, but it does make a difference to your hand, and it's good to have them side by side is really good. Let's do it again. Ready, slow. let's pick up the speed of that a little bit, see if it still stays in. Ready, go. Oh, mine was brilliant. I love the key of D. I realize it's my favorite key to play in. I don't know why. I think the fiddle speaks more in this key. Or maybe it's just D for Dan. I don't know. Anyway, so now let's try an arpeggio. We'll start on the low A's. It's such good practice. Here it is for you. Okay, let's give that a go. Arpeggio. Ready? Slow. Alright, let's do that again a little tiny bit quicker. Ready? Go. Damn F sharp at the top got me, and you probably noticed because I put a little bit of a wiggle on it to bring it down. It was a tiny bit sharp. Let's do it again right away. Same thing. Ready? Go. Now, let's try the double stops in that key. So we start with this one here. It's a beautiful one in the key of D. It's one of my go-to finish a tune. Hit that double stop. The end. Let's do it. Ready? And... Now, I felt like I took that a little tiny bit too quick, okay? You guys might have felt that too and had a few problems that maybe could have been avoided if we gone a little bit slower. So let's do it again a little bit slower, okay? Nice and mindful, trying to keep that bow on an even keel. Ready, go. Stretch her out. time, eh? Okay. So I think I'd like to try it one more time, just to be sure, and then we'll move on to the Dr. O'Neill's, because I don't want to spend too much time working on skills, although of course it's very valuable. One more go with the double stops. Alrighty, go. That was good, but I need some rosin. You hear those little failure to get the string vibrating sounds there that I had? And it's because of the rosin. I'm trying out this bow, and it's a nice one, but I got it rehaired and then didn't touch it, so it needs a little bit of rosin there. It needs to load up. When you first get a bow rehaired, you need to load it up, which means kind of rosin it a tiny bit more than you usually would. You first take it out after being rehaired. They do rosin it there at the luthier, but I find I like to put my brand on there, get a good solid foundation of it on there when you first get it back from the rehair. Alright, so we've worked out in the key of D and G. Now we're going to try these rolls in the key of D. The hardest one you're going to come across is the C sharp roll on the G string. And the C sharp roll on the A string is going to feel a little bit different to you as well. Okay, because it's the high position of 2. So let's see if we can do it. We'll start on the D string and we'll go all the way up to A, all the way down to A, doing rolls the whole way, nice and slow. Ready, go. Okay, now we'll give that another try a little tiny bit faster. Okay, so D major rolls going a tiny bit quicker. So let's say... Let's do it like that. 1, 2, 3, go. right exactly like that. Ready, go. Oh, nice. Okay, now hopefully pretty high batting average there. And now we're going to try it faster. Okay, so it's going to be yum, yum, diddly dum, yum, diddly dum. Let's do it. Let's see what happens. What's the worst that could happen? 1, 2, 3, go. Whew, that was a clip. Okay, now hopefully you paid attention to what might not have been quite working exactly the way you wanted it to there on the fast. And go back to those, have a crack at them, see what might be lacking in those particular rolls. And we're going to try it again just like that. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, go. Jeez, I love the sound of that. Okay, there we go. So we are rolled. We have rolled. We are rolled. And we're ready to roll. So now that we've done all that practice, it's time to tackle the Dr. O'Neill's. We'll try it a couple of times the same speed as our ending speed last time. And then we're going to try it a couple of times faster. While we do the same speed as we ended with last time, we're going to do it a couple of times. So it gives you time to think about what's kind of, what might not be working when we try to go fast, and see if you can kind of use this opportunity to get those fingers in place, or that bow direction in place, or whatever, the pickup notes, those are a bugger. Whatever it is that you need to solidify so nothing stops you, let's do it now while we do that at the same speed we ended with last time, 2 times. So, Dr. O'Neill's, and the speed we were doing it at last time is 60 beats a minute. And so I have that up on my metronome now. So I won't, there's no chance of me speeding up, taking off on you, or slowing down. Draggedy Andy. That's what they would call that. So you can trust me. And let's do it 2 times, giving yourself time to work on all these rolls and get it all worked out the way you want with your hand. Always try to get ahead of it. So here we go. I better get it up on my screen so I don't do any crazy improvising. Just 1 second here. Oh, jeez. That's my cat attacking my wife. He's a terrible man. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. at 60. So, like I said, take this opportunity to try to identify what might have gone wrong for you, what might be kind of lacking, could be improved just by getting ahead of it or remembering it, or a little bit of motion with your bow maybe, or something with your fingers, whatever that is. Because we're going to try it fast. We're going to try it up at 70. So just for your reference, that was 60. 60 beats per minute with one across the top of your tunable, one subdivision, and one, what do you call it there, beat. One beat per measure and one subdivision. Well, it's not one beat per measure. It's one count on the metronome. I should be clear. That's 2 beats per measure. But anyway, just so you're clear, across the top of your tunable, 61-1 should be there. Okay? And that's what we just played it at. So now let's up it. Let's try it at 70. Okay? So I really feel like at this range of speed, you don't really feel the push until there's a 10, difference of 10. And so let's see what this is going to... First of all, it's going to sound a little like this. That's her. Okay? So brace yourself, put your helmets on, and let's give it a go. I'm just going to check my tuning once more because it's bothering me a little bit here. That's better. A little sharp. I sharpened up. Okay, 70. 1, 2, 3. pressure there at 70? I did. You know, for me, it's a hard tempo because it's that fine line between dribbling the basketball and practicing the motion. Because that's really like where it wants to take off on me, eh? Like my hand wants to do its own thing, but it doesn't. It doesn't quite have the right timing to do it at that speed because there's a little bit of muscle that still has to be involved to make all that work. Now it's good for you guys because it gives you a chance to be in control of those ornaments and make sure that all the blips and blops are spaced out like you like them. But once you get the hang of it, you're going to actually find it's a little bit easier when you're going faster, okay? So that was Dr. O'Neill's at 70. And please make a mental note of the stuff at 70 that's going to need some more work at 60. I'm going to leave the Dr. O'Neill's with you. There's nothing more I can do except leading you through it at that tempo. And you can just rewind and go back to that 60 or that 70 as many times as you want. All right? So I'm going to leave that with you. And we'll see if we can make some more progress on it next week. Maybe we can make the jump to 80. Just to let you know what 80 is going to sound like. Just to give you a little preview. Put this up to 80 here. This is where you really start to dribble that basketball. Whoops, got carried away, played the whole thing at 80. But hopefully you tried it. Okay? And again, it might have been a disaster, but at least all the bits that were a disaster, that's where you got to start there at the 70 or the 60. All right? Now, if you didn't try it, why don't you rewind and go back and give it a crack at 80, see what happens. It's the worst that can happen. You're home alone by yourself, hopefully. Maybe your cat's bothering you, but other than that, give it a go. See what might go wrong, and then you know what to work on. So that was 80, and that's what we're going to give a try next week, up at 80 with the Dr. O'Neill's. Okay. Now, like I promised last week, we're going to try Drunken Landlady and The Maid Behind the Bar at 85. All right? Now, we might not need to have a go at it. We might need to have a go at it at 75 before we do that, which I strongly suggest we do. I said last week that you should take the Wise Maid because it's a bit of a harder tune with more string crossing. Hopefully some of you are using that doorway and stuff. You're going to take that, you're going to practice it slow. Another week of it slow. And at the end of this, I'll give you a go of it slow that you can rewind and keep practicing. But for now, let's try the Drunken Landlady and The Maid Behind the Bar, which I know are a little bit stronger Let's try them first of all at 75 2 times each, and then at 85 2 times each. If you find you can't make this 85, just rewind, go back to the 75 and keep practicing, see what's holding you back. Okay, so 85, or first of all 75 for the drunken landlady and the maid behind the bar, and then we're going to up it to 85. We're going to come what may and hope for the best and all that kind of stuff. Give you an idea what it sounds like. Sorry, that was terrible. That's the 85, or sorry, that's the 75. All right, so that's what it's going to feel like at 75. Let's give it a go. I'll count you in. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Wise Maid, but we're going to keep working on that real slow. So that was 75. Drunken landlady, maid behind the bar at 75. So if you had some trouble, please stop now, rewind, do it again at 75. Try to iron out those spots or attack them first. If you knew which spots you had trouble with at 75, go ahead and work on them right now. Pick up note, ending, the seam, whatever it is. Go ahead and just work on that right now. And then if you need to, play the whole thing at 75 again. I would. And then let's try the 85, okay? So brace yourself. I'm going to crank her up here. Okay. Now this is what it's going to sound like to give you an idea. No, that's not quite right. So let me just get that tempo going. That's her. Okay, is everybody ready? So let's put your helmets on and let's start shooting. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. $85. Now, hopefully, a little bit of that worked at least. Okay? And if not, please feel free. Back me up and make me do it again 100 times if you want to. I don't mind. So just keep pressing pause and rewind. And do that at 85 again and again if you can. If you're having any amount of success, just keep trying it. Okay? With the Wise Maid, again, I'm going to leave it with you. Go back to the video there. Oh, maybe I'll do one for you. I'll give you a Wise Maid. Not going to be 85. Let's take her down. Let's take her down to 70. Okay? I'm going to give you 2 Wise Maids at 70 for the practice. And then we'll work on making that up there too. I'm still bothered by this intonation. My fiddle is not happy right now. I'm going to try to... Just drives me crazy when it's not quite there. Okay, so now 70 beats per minute. Wise made. Here we go. I'll give you an idea. Maybe a little slower, I think. 65. Like this. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, go. Made at 65. Good practicing speed. Not time enough to get your stuff in, but not so slow that you can't even make sense of it, and it gives you a little bit of a good tempo to practice those couple of ornaments. Mostly the challenge with this tune is just the relentless nature of it and how it's just all solid eighth notes and the string crossing, eh? That's the big challenge. So there you go, people. There you go, fiddlers. You had a good practice there tonight doing all that left hand stuff and strengthening up these tunes and getting them up a little bit quicker, okay? Next week I'll be back to abnormal and I'm going to find a new tune for y'all, okay? I think it's time. Maybe something not too fast. I had a couple of hornpipes in mind that I'll try out on you there. So thank you again for putting up the video this week. Next week we'll have a regular class and I'll be there on the Zoom. And we'll learn a hornpipe and we'll keep working on this stuff. Okay? Keep that bow moving. Thanks a million.